right, we'll be kicking things off now, guys. Thank you so much for being patient with us. I know tech isn't our number one thing over here. We're just all about e-commerce. So if you are new, I appreciate you being here. If you're not new, you know what we do, so you know what to expect. But we're just going to kick things off. We'll try to go through this intro real quick so we can get to the good stuff for you guys. So I just want to go through a couple of things before we really jump in. Paul, can you go next for me?
Sure.
Perfect. So just three things for the next 60 minutes, guys. If you can just try and get rid of as many distractions as possible. I know some of us have kids, some of us are on the road, things like this. Just make sure we got as much attention on this as we can for the next 60 minutes, and we'll do some good stuff. I know a lot of people here have the webcams on, so thank you very much for that. If you haven't already, please try and get the webcam on. It's just nice when we kind of give a bit of feedback that we can see faces. And lastly, a lot of you already have been, which is really, really great. There's a chat function at the bottom. This is supposed to be a bit of an interactive session, so we will be asking questions here and there. So just be ready to chat with us as we go. You can see Paul's just dropped a little in here chat. So if that makes sense to everyone, please just drop a yes. If it doesn't, leave a no, and I can kind of explain a little bit longer. Yes, from Sarah, awesome.
You're exempt, Mitch. Just give us maybe don't try and talk in the chat box whilst you're driving. So everyone else is good.
Yeah. Stay safe, number one.
Stay safe, number one.
There is a post, I think we were talking about it before. There's a stream in the group. So just to help us get this out there, guys, if you can leave a comment on that post, you can do hashtag eCommerce or honestly anything that you want. We'll just give away courses every week to those who do comment. So if you do see it in the Facebook group and you are in the Shopify Australia group, just leave a comment and that'll help us out a lot. Cheers.
Awesome.
Keep going. So a couple goals for today. We want to make sure everyone here gets out with some valuable stuff that they can use for the e-commerce business. And the first thing is going to be probably the biggest issue that we hear people talk about is how to convert more browsers into buyers. So this is regarding conversion rate optimization, which is basically everyone who lands on your store. Say there's 100 people that land on your website. How many of them actually end up purchasing? So the higher that conversion rate is, the more sales you'll be getting from the same amount of visitors. So that's number one. The second thing is going to be how to nail paid ads. A few people here probably are already running, marketing, digital marketing with the Facebook ads or Instagram or whatever other form of marketing, and maybe you're not seeing the results that you want, or potentially you're engaging with an agency and they're not getting great results either. Again, a very common thing we hear. We're going to go through why that is and what you need to do to improve that. And lastly is we're going to tackle a bit of a pathway to profit. So we really try to break down, you'll see in this session, we're going to use a 90, 180, 270, and 360 day kind of like a calendar. That's how we kind of plan our actions to actually tackle certain goals and see that increase in our business month over month. So we really try to create that clear pathway to profit that if you guys follow along and do yourself, you can actually create this for your own business as we go too. Theodore waiting. Just make sure we're checking the participants. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Cool.
So a couple questions we usually hear when people find out about the event. So we mention it to them. Typically, it revolves around, is this going to work for me? Kind of breaks down to three smaller questions you'll see here, which is it's going to be, will it work in my niche? So short answer, guys, yes. If you know anything about us, we have something called the e-commerce circle. And in this community, we help kind of e-commerce business owners grow their business. And we got just about every niche you can think of in there, just not taboo niches. So we're doing this every day amongst many, many niches. So yes, if you are an e-commerce business, what we're about to show you today will work. The second bit is it going to work at my size? We typically have a lot of different people in here coming from all the way from just starting to already doing 50 to 100K per month. And the thing is that the principles that we teach the people who are just starting is the same thing we help people with who are already doing 50 or 100K per month. It's just we help implement it at different levels. So yes, this is going to be relevant to you no matter what size you're at. And lastly, will the stuff we teach you actually work now? Yes, we're not regurgitating old stuff that's been taught and kind of pushed around for years. What we're doing, again, it's working right now with all of our clients amongst, again, any single niche you could think of. It's working right now in 2025. So I feel confident in that. Go ahead. And who this is for, there's a few people that we really want to help the most. We understand that like what we can do with e-commerce can work in a bunch of different types of businesses, but there's certain types of businesses and certain type of people that we want to help. The first type of person is someone who is passionate about the business and their product, or they have some sort of greater reason to why they are doing this that's going to allow them to feel hungry and energized every single day to work on the business. They're not looking to just sell some piece of crap that's going to end up in the bin in 2 weeks just for some money. You're looking to build real brands and real e-commerce businesses that you can be proud of. Second is a lot of people here might be feeling overwhelmed. A lot of us get into the e-commerce space thinking it might be as simple as setting up a store, get a product, make sales. You quickly find out that it's kind of more like juggling a whole lot of plates and trying to do the best that you can. So one of our goals is to really help that kind of person become to overcome that overwhelm. And lastly is, well, we're all running businesses. So, it's very clear that the goal is to make money. And a big mistake a lot of people make along the way is that they end up paying all the money to the ATO, to the manufacturers and the employees. And at the end of the month, there's nothing left for them to actually take home themselves. So we want to help people to actually make more money for themselves in this kind of industry. So this is for you. You're in the right place and it'll be relevant for you.
We definitely want you to keep as much as the profit that you're keeping. That's the main thing, as Chris mentioned. So rather than just giving it away to everybody else. All right, I'll jump into this bit. So just quickly, I don't like this slide, but anyway, we'll go through it. Why should you listen to me? So I've been in ecom since 1997, started my first business all the way back then when I was 17 years old, started at mom and dad's house. I built a company called Warcom, which was probably one of the first online tech stores online in Australia. There was probably like one competitor. I built my first website in like bloody Notepad or something, right? So I'm talking ghetto stuff here. It took me a very long time and I did it a very long time ago. I went on and sold Warcom in 2014 after selling $40-50 million worth of products, and I sold it to an ASX listed company called Shopify. Shopify then got acquired by a company that most of you will probably hear of, will be familiar with, called Harris Technology in 2017 or something like that. I think that's when that happened. So been in ecom for a very long time. I'm now the CEO of Insightful, which is a e-commerce agency where we build about 100 plus Shopify sites a year. Our goal for this year and next year is probably 200, 300. Also the co-founder of the Ecom Circle that I started with Chris McLean, who's on the call, the guy with the amazing mustache that you guys can probably see. We started this about 2 years ago, 18 months ago. Currently have about 150 different members inside that community, and they range from 6, 7, and 8-figure brand owners. So yeah, been in ecom for a very long time. I'd like to think that I've kind of mastered the art of working and hiring like really good people, working with agencies, working with freelancers. I've sold just about everything you could possibly imagine online. So even in some of the stranger niches, which we won't go in today, but I've sold anything you can think of, I've probably sold it. I am all about helping people build very sustainable e-com businesses. So as a dad with a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old and a lovely wife and so forth, like I want to help people build businesses where they get to spend more time with their kids and their partners and your pets and your hobbies, not just doing 60, 70, 80-hour weeks. And you get to the end of the week and you go, I've collected a lot of money through the business. I haven't kept a lot of it, and I've given a lot of it to Mr. Zuckerberg and the Google guys and the ATO and my employees, and you guys are still poor. So I really pride myself on actually helping you guys build phenomenal businesses. And we'll go deep into, some of our success stories as we go through this. Now, again, we've already mentioned this as well. The stuff that we teach on here and the stuff that we teach inside the e-commerce circle is the same stuff that we've used for a very long time. Worked then, works now, will work in the future. It's not flash in the pan stuff that you're going to see all the gurus talking about on bloody YouTube or TikTok, or, like all the rubbish that they're going to preach to you that will be dead in a week. So just a quick case study. So this is the amazing Chris and Sarah Haynes. They run a killer business called Toybox Tales. So first met Chris and Sarah probably 18 months ago. They had a little store down in Hampton, Victoria, for those of you that know Victoria. They had actually purchased the business in COVID. So at the time I met them, I think they're doing like 20, 30K a month or something. Fast forward to like the November that recently passed, and they did like something like 250K or something just in November. So they've now got a 7-figure business. They've now got a much, much bigger location in the Click Collective building in Melbourne. So Chris can probably share one of the social videos he filmed there a couple of weeks back. We went down there and helped them move. So their location is probably now, oh my God, I don't even know, like 15 to 20 times larger. So they've also got an amazing team that we've helped them build, so really, really good business, just going from strength to strength. And also, like I said, amazing couple. This is Narelle and Landon. Met these guys probably about the same time. I reckon 18 months or so ago. These guys actually live in a bus. They're digital nomads. Their entire business is done remotely. So I met Landon. He was having a pretty tough time, and he said, "Hey, can you give me some help?" We've helped them. We've taken, you can see the screenshot here. In that time period, they did 1.2 mil. I think this year, like we probably need to update actually. I'll get Chris to do that later. But they're probably on track to do 1.8 or something this year. So they continue to grow. Landon is actually a fully qualified Sparky, so he's one of the go-to guys in Australia that can, if you want to get off grid, you want to go live in a bus or a caravan and live out in the wilderness, here's your guy. So really good couple, and again, just to be clear, like those guys they never even see their stock or rarely see their stock. Everything's shipped out from the suppliers straight to the customers, kill a business. Now, obviously we have an agenda today. It's not so hidden, even though it says this is our, obviously our unhidden agenda. We do this because we're always looking for our next client success stories, customer success stories, honestly, friends success stories. Like we spend time with these people offline now. We hang out together. Like I'm in the business of building businesses for people that I like spending time with and like, helping them build amazing brands. We are very much teach and do guys. So I teach what we do and we do what we teach, and we teach the same stuff for every single person that's inside of our inner circle program and our community program. We do so because it works. Now, again, I obviously have a promise for this workshop. I hope you get tons of value out of it. I don't think anyone's ever left and haven't got a lot of value out of it. That's my promise to you. So stick around to the end and you will. Obviously, we've got some time constraints, so all of us could be doing other things. So I would like to ask you permission though. So at the end of this, once I've shown you all the amazing stuff we do and taught you how to do parts of it, we will have an offer that I like to talk about at the end of that. So if you're okay with, sitting and engaging and, working with us here at the end of it, I'll definitely want to, give you guys a really good opportunity to work with us. So that's cool. Just check a yes in the chat. The last thing I want you to do is get to the end and be like, oh, I didn't know that was coming. So trust me, it'll be worth your while though. Now, just quickly, we've kind of, we typically know where most brands are at with this anyway, but let us know in the comments, like where you are kind of at, if you're in the startup phase or in the setup phase or you grow up or you scale up. If there happens to be someone doing, like $1 million a week or something in here, feel free to, throw that in there as well. Happens every now and then, or people watch the recording later. Another customer success story. This is Dan and Regan, so an amazing product, crushing it. They're also part of our inner circle. The biggest problem they have now is they can't cook enough sauce. They came to us. She's a highly qualified chef from in Europe and so forth. Came up with a great product to sell. We've absolutely helped them crush it. They are in the process of finding a much bigger facility to cook from, more cooking equipment to cook from. They certainly don't have a website problem anymore or a conversion problem or a meta ads problem or anything problem. That's like, we can't stir fast enough and we can't make enough sauces. So lovely people though. Some more results in here, like again, so this is not luck. Like I said many times, and I'll share this so Mitch doesn't have to he can see the screen, $1 million result there, another 1.3, another 1.2, and 606 here. We've got some clients in there doing, like $1 million in a week or $250,000 a week, right? So crazy results that are happening inside the circle at the moment. Again, it's not luck. Even my mum said to me the other day, she goes, and I haven't shared this with Chris and Chris, she's like, all these people getting such good results in the business, they must be pretty lucky. I'm like, no, they work really hard and they have really good products and they follow our systems and their processes and they do what they do. And they've been doing it for a long time and that's why they're successful. So, oh, okay.
That
Yeah.
makes
So
sense.
it's, and maybe a little bit of luck, but mostly hard work and
No,
good.
no magic.
Yeah. Well, there's magic, but,
There's a bit of magic, yeah.
it's always funny when your mum's watching your live streams and commenting, and your dad. And my dad always says, "Just look at the camera." I go, "Dad, I've got to look at the slide deck over here that I'm sharing." So anyway, good. I'll keep going. Now, I'm going to talk about this thing. So I'll jump into it. As you can see, this is what we call the more orders model. Now, the more orders model, as you can see, it's got three sides to it. Now, the first side in the more, can you let this person, sorry, there's things popping up on my screen, Chris.
On it.
Actually, before I get into this, let's have a quick, I'll jump to you guys that aren't driving or aren't cooking or aren't doing anything. Anyone want to have a guess what the three sides of the more orders model system might actually be? If you have a guess and you chuck it in the comments, first person to guess one of the sides will get a course, and
Bang,
second
one
and
from
third can get
Manuela.
yes.
Manuela says conversion.
Conversion. Yeah,
Funnel,
conversion is one.
SEO.
No.
From Theodore, the kind of parts, like smaller parts of the. If you got to think of, guys, three things if you're trying to build a successful e-commerce business, what are the three things you need?
Yeah, let's go a bit more high level than that as well. So we'll give it a
Funnel,
second.
SEO, lead gen.
Conversion is
These are
definitely
good
guess.
guesses. Good
Yeah.
guesses.
All right.
These
we'll
are
get into
also
it.
the three
Traffic.
things that most e-commerce businesses we speak to don't have right. And
Yeah. So here we are. Now, one is the how your store converts. So someone did say conversion.
Manuel,
99% of the brands that we speak with, even ones that are doing millions a month, get this wrong. They don't nail their conversion. And I'll go around this briefly and then I'll come back and I'll go much more in depth. The second is their story. So their brand story. So you go to many e-com brands, you land on your website, you're like, cool, best-selling products, lots of collections, new products, blah, blah, blah. Like there's not much of a story here. And lastly, they have no digital strategy. So I'll go deeper into this. You have to, what you need to realize is a lot of people come to an e-commerce website, and unless you have what I call high conversion elements inside of that website, you're never going to convert traffic as optimally as you can. So what I mean by that is you've got a homepage, you've got a product page, you've got a collection page, you've got a cart, you've got a cart drawer. Now, on all of those pages, there are at least 400 to 500 different things that should go across all of those pages, right? So I'm talking about things like reviews and social proof and shipping information and the 500 other things. Like the homepage should have 100 different things. The collection page, another 100. The product page, it should have another 100, photos of smiling people, shipping information about shipping, blah, blah, blah. If you don't have all of these things on your website and in the right location and in the right time and in the right flow, it's never going to convert very well. So where a lot of people go wrong is they build a website, or they go get like their mate to build them a website, or they pay an agency a lot of money to build them a website, and they end up with either this piece of junk, or they end up with something that's pretty, or they end up with something in the middle, and they go, I'm running Google ads now, I'm running Meta ads, I'm doing SEO, all this traffic's coming to my website, my conversion rate's 2%, and I'm running out of money. I said, stop all of that, fix how your site converts better. If you double your conversion rate, you triple your conversion rate, you double your revenue, you triple your revenue. Really, really important that we nail this right from the start. Secondary to this, the last thing you want to do is someone comes to your website and they arrive on your site and you're in a highly competitive niche. And as they sort of scroll from top to bottom on your website, there's not a really strong brand messaging strategy on there. So when I talk about brand messaging strategy, if you go, me as a dad, right, and I will use, say, Chris and Sarah's brand, the Toybox Tale website. I land on their website, and the first thing I read is, hey, welcome to the toy store where every toy tells a tale. And I'm like, hey, that sounds much better than welcome to Kmart, or welcome to Big W, or welcome to whatever. So, and that's just one sentence. As I scroll down that web page, there's, hey, all of our products are handpicked from our hearts to yours, blah, blah, blah. And there's more and more and more stuff all through the site. So from a brand messaging point of view, I go, you know what? Like this sounds way better than what it sounds like at the 400 other toy shops that are in Melbourne that sell similar products. I'm really resonating with what I'm reading on this site. I'm going to buy from them. I'm not going to go price shop. I'm not going to go Google a competitor. I'm like, I like it. So I've landed on their website. It has all the conversion elements, all in their case, all probably 600, 700 of them now. There's so many. And it's got all the words, the brand messaging stuff that should be on the website. And you're like, great. So because you've nailed those two things, then that consumer is far more likely to convert than if you didn't have them. So then obviously there's so many more parts to this, but once you've nailed those two, then you start working on your digital strategy, right? So for example, now you go, okay, cool. Now that we've got a really, really strong brand messaging strategy, let's go and take that and put that in our meta ads. So when we're running meta ads and we're talking about, hey, who is our ideal client? Who is the ideal person we're trying to sell our stuff to? You take the messaging from that, you put it in your ad, people come to your website, and you're like, great, we've got a ROAS that's like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or more, right? So, because you're converting way more people. And it's the same with Google Ads. It's the same with email. It's the same with organic. It's the same with everything else you do. But unless you nail these three things, and especially the top two, you are going to bleed money, right? And again, just to repeat this, I speak to so many people that are doing big numbers and they'll have a conversion rate of like 2% or something, right? So, and why it becomes such a big problem is because when you do start the scale, you can't scale 1 or 2x ROAS. You're going to run out of money in like a couple of weeks, right? So we've done this exact process for probably 60 to 100 brands now. I've got brands that I met that they were doing 8, 9, 10 grand a month. And I'm like, dude, your website's a piece of crap. He's like, really? I said, yeah. And so is your brand messaging strategy. And they go, okay, well, can we fix it? And now that same brand now, like 12 months later, is doing $670,000 a month, right? Because he's got a cracker like brand message. He's got a great website converts. He's got a product that nails it. He's a one-man operation with a couple of assistants, right? Killing it. It's the same for many other people. So what we'll do now, we might actually jump to a few people on the call. So we'll turn off screen share and I'll actually show you how we do this. And as we go through the process, I'll probably get Chris and Chris McQueen to talk about the brand message. Because just for context, he's our partner here. He's our brand guy in the circle. So he's probably better than it than I am. But let's pick a volunteer / victim and we'll start with your brand message first. Who wants to nominate their website? Do you have any, Chris? Chris V?
Yeah, we had Theo share my metaquip.com.au. If you're around, Theo, are you able to come off mute? Maybe we can go through some of this stuff.
Let's have a look. I will bring it back up.
Yeah, let's take a
Yes,
look.
there he is. Awesome, mate.
How do you
Give us a
like
bit of an
feedback, Theo,
introduction.
as well?
Mate,
Good question.
I will take it hard and fast. Just
Okay,
It's the only way it
blunt.
comes, so that's the right decision. That's the right answer.
that's how we deliver it. All right, share screen. Here we go. Give us a like Chris. We'll refer to Chris V as Little Chris and Big Chris because that's what we do internally. So Little Chris, as he asks, he goes, tell us about the business. How long have you been going for? What's going on? What kind of numbers are you doing?
Yeah,
All that
so
kind of
it's
fun
been
stuff.
like a part-time thing of not very much focus for about 4 years. And then it's this last year I decided to really nail down, and we've rebranded, added a lot of product brands and did some partnerships. And we've like gained some distributors overseas and increased our sales marginally, very marginally. But I got burnt in digital marketing like 2 years ago. And haven't touched that since. And all we've got on the website is just what we do rather than a story. So yeah, I'm a paramedic, and so obviously interested in first aid and medical supplies. So that's what informs the products.
Yeah, awesome. There we go. Where are you based again?
Tassie.
Okay, I feel like I've met you before. I'm like, obviously not if you're in Tassie,
Yeah,
but okay, yeah, cool. All right, Chris, over to you. Like, I mean, there is a brand messaging story all the way down here.
Way down the bottom, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the clearest thing is when as soon as that site loads, as a user, I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Yep.
So just scroll up to the top, Paul, and just stay there for a minute. Yeah, so like here, I'm reading all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't actually know what you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
You sell like do you sell tourniquets? Do you sell cards? Do you sell, first aid kits? Okay, like I kind of get it, but I have to figure it out. Whereas if there was a nice big headline here that said paramedic equipment built by paramedics for rugged Australian conditions, I'd be like, bang, that's me. That's what I want. So we have this saying that, and this is nothing against people in general, but we want to assume that people are stupid and time poor, and would take that as we need to tell them where they are, what we're doing for them, what they're about to expect, so they can very quickly in 5 to 7 seconds go, okay, I'm in the right place. And now I can start to go through, because I know that I'm looking for tourniquets and I know that this place does them. Now I'll start to shop. Or if I'm looking for paramedic supplies, I know this set literally says paramedic supplies for first responders. And go, great,
Yeah.
I'm a first responder. I'm looking for that. Now I'll start to go through the site and start to look at collection structure and that sort of thing. But that first few seconds of someone hitting the website needs to be really, really clear that it's for me. It's going to solve a big problem that I have in a unique way. If you can get all of that into a headline and have a really killer keyword in there, then that's kind of the art and science of e-com headline writing.
Cool.
Whilst Chris has been talking, I've just knocked out some terrible ones, but it's a starting point, right? So, you know, because you're like he spoke about, there's a thing called a H1 tag on a homepage, and the H1 tag means heading 1. And at the moment, you don't have one. So if you go to the Toybox Tale website and it says like, hey, like the toy store where and I'll show you. So here. So this is their H1. It says the toy store where every toy tells a tale. So what we're trying to do is come up with like the phrase and sentence that Chris said, but we're trying to rank for toy store. So you actually don't have that at all. So if you've ever engaged an SEO company or any marketers and they've completely missed this, this is like first super basic thing that should be there. And again, that's where you will have that statement. Right. So as soon as someone lands there like this, like, I don't know if you're a dad or whatever, but you go, you read that and you go, I know I'm in the right place, or you go to, like this guy's, like we built this guy's website. It's pretty clear. Elevate your premium watch storage. It's designed for collectors. So you go, I'm in the right spot and I can show you 500 more like this. But for yours, you could have something along the lines of, built by healthcare pros, trusted by lifesavers. So people go, oh, I'm a healthcare pro, or I'm a lifesaver. And then as we start to go down further and you have something like this, again, we're also trying to rank for these things. So from a conversion perspective and from a brand messaging perspective, people are going to read that and in their mind, they're going to go, yes, tick, I want that. And then they're going to go, yes, tick, I want that. And they're going to keep scrolling down the page and go, oh, yes, 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 yes. So, and they're going to do that before they start getting into, like someone dying or whatever, or bleeding to death. You want to warm them up a little bit, So your H2 could be, we design mission-ready first aid kits and medical gear that performs when it matters most, and everyone goes, oh, yes, yes, I'm in the right spot. And then you got to have some stuff like, another example is, like these kind of things. So these are trust icons. So from a conversion perspective, by now I've read that, I've seen this, I know who they are. I've read that, I've read that, and I've got like 9 yeses in my head already, right? And then I start going, hey, buy my stuff. So this is the way I'm explaining it is very, very basic. There's a lot more to this, but these are the things like at an absolute bare minimum you're missing from a brand messaging perspective,
I'm
right?
straight into products in an abstract way, which isn't direct.
Which is super common. Most themes. I mean, it happens in most themes that you buy. Just it goes straight into collections, or a banner at the top. It's just a giant.
I've noticed that because I've got another business, but this is the one that I want to focus on with this. But the other business I bought, this is a free. Oh no, I bought this theme. The other business I bought a theme and it actually has it laid out with some business, like good banners, and then it has like the about us section right there at the top and a few different things, which is laid out very different to this.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So there's some basic stuff on your homepage, and most people get this wrong. So as I scroll down as well, there's still a lot of other stuff missing from the homepage. But we'll skip that for now, and we'll go to like, let's look at like what's your best selling product on the website, and I'll tear your product page a part of it.
It would be the clinical reference cards in one of the booklets. So if you go in the top menu there, clinical reference cards, with that bundle sells probably the best. And
this one,
I've made this collection manually, so it's not actually.
What's the product again? Sorry, again.
Just go to clinical reference cards up there on the.
This one. Can you guys hear my kids who have just come home screaming in the background? Oh, we're good. Okay, that's good. They're literally like just down there. It's shower time, and I don't want to have a shower. Yeah, which one is it?
The bundles, those 2 top bundles, and then there's a booklet down the bottom, I think, which might be down the bottom, which is also probably the 3rd bestseller.
Okay, all right. So let's get into a few things here. You've got breadcrumbs, you've got that. That's fine. You don't need this here. Shipping information. You're using the enterprise theme, aren't you? I can tell by
I
looking
think
at
so.
it.
Yeah.
All this stuff needs to be expanded so that you can see it straight away. Add the cart button is the wrong color. Change. It needs to be a contrasting color so that it's actually
Yeah.
going to, like, people know to click it.
Yeah.
Some super basic things that are missing from this page. So there's a thing that we call meta field benefits. So meta field benefits are, again, like the top 3 or 4 things people are going to think about when they're about to buy that product and their objections in their head. So say, for example, like, again, I don't know anything about this product. Let me have a quick look for a second.
Maybe it's not up to date or something, like it's fully up to date.
Yeah, something like that, current as at, 2025. Or the next thing might be, designed by a paramedic for paramedics, and then we start doing other things such as social proof. You go, hey, we've got 100 reviews on this particular product, blah, 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 blah. So whatever they are, there's like 4 or 5 things that are going to be consistent across most of your products. You have to have them in there, right? So, so in terms of other things missing from this page, let's pick a product that I actually might understand. So like let's find something like, where's the first aid kit? I've actually got some of these first aid
Here we
kits.
go, first aid.
Yeah, first aid kit.
All right, this is a pretty good one. I mean, it's literally a defibrillator.
Mm.
So for example, like, is this like, why, like, it's you charge it or something, right? It's not like you gotta. How does it work in terms of powering it?
Oh, it's got a battery.
So it's got a battery. Okay, yeah.
They've all got batteries. Yeah.
So for example, like, guys, I nearly sounded like a numpty there, didn't I? Like it inside. It's got solar
Not at
power or
all.
something. But I'm like,
It charges you when you need
well, there you
charge.
go. So say, for example, people go, oh, well, how long will it stay charged for when it's not used? You go, so, like 4-month charge life or something like this, for example, before you use it. So whatever those things are, they need to be displayed there, right? And then other things that are missing, such as, hey, 3 people are looking at the product, it's in stock, it's ready to ship. All of these things are missing. And there's probably another 100 other things that should be on this page that are actually missing. But all those little micro elements that I'm kind of talking about, such as it's in stock, it ships from Australia, it ships from Tassie, you'll have it in 48 hours. Again, what we're trying to do is you go, product name, yes, price, yes, discounted, yes, shipping, yes. I can keep it in the car and I know that I pull it out in 6 months and someone's, needs a defib, it's going to work, blah, blah, blah. All of those things, like, it's missing at the moment. It's very much, here's your product name, here's an image, would you like to buy it?
Yeah.
Makes sense the way I'm doing
There's
this at the
there's
moment.
some in the description there. If you scroll down, there are some bullets in the longer description, but you want to pull those up.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to look into the theme and whether I can move that across or not.
It's a custom thing. That, I mean, when we build, so we use that. We'll talk about all this later, but it's a custom piece to do this, but super important. So that's a few things from your product page. I'll just jam on this a little bit more so other people. If I add it to your product page, if I add to the cart, cart opens, that's fine. This is operating as expected. It doesn't have any information about shipping in there. I don't have the option to add a discount code in there. There's a lot of other stuff missing.
One of your buttons.
Yeah, this is all like blocked. This thing's blocking this thing, and what button is that there? I probably can't actually.
Right, so that's just the default theme.
Turn it off.
I've done that.
The amount of times I see stuff like this and it's like, this is why people's carts don't work. So this is just a standard enterprise theme cart drawer, and it's pretty basic. So why I'm saying all this, so it doesn't make you feel bad, but my point being, when it comes to a cart drawer, there's about 50 things that should be in there so that when people get to this stage, it's all yeses. There's no, I'm confused about these 5 things and I'm leaving. Because the steps people come through, they click an ad, they see your amazing brand message, like, hey, welcome to whatever I said before. They're on Facebook and there's a photo of you resussing someone. I'm like, hey, it's, Theodore here. We design blah, 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 blah for health pros. And they go, cool. They land on the website. They hit the product page. They add to the cart. And then this is where people start to drop off. They drop off between the homepage, the product page, the cart, and then the checkout. So all of these things, you got to have all the things that I'm talking about on those pages, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So like little, like you say, breadcrumbs, like things that just keep them going. Like this is an obstacle or a potential barrier once we reach this point, but just having continue enticements to continue down the funnel on each step.
Yeah, well, so I mean, there's visual elements that need to go on each page, and there's textual elements that need to go on each page, and then there's social proof that need to go on each page, and then there's a certain type of image that needs to go on each
That's the
page.
issue I had with the enterprise. The reviews, I don't like, they were on the previous theme, and then now they've disappeared.
Yeah, okay. But that's probably not a hard. I mean, so for context, enterprise is not a terrible thing. It's certainly not as good as the way we built sites, but it's better than
Yeah.
Dawn and Turbo and all the other rubbish out there.
Yeah,
Sorry for
yeah.
anyone who uses that crap, but
No, Dawn was the previous one. Yeah.
it's junk. Yeah, I know many people using enterprise and doing well. Again, though, like what we do is better, obviously. So,
Yeah.
but other things that I would go, if I look at your collection pages, for example, pretty standard. You've got a H1 tag here. So you don't have any descriptions on any of the pages, so you need that. Like you should have what's called a H2, and you should have a page for descriptions. You haven't set up what's called search and discovery properly. So search and discovery is a native feature inside of Shopify that lets you filter items based on tags. So say, for example, you can set up search and discovery so that people can filter this particular section via the brand or via, is it an automatic defibrillator or is it a whatever 350p means or 500, because I would assume people in this space, maybe they need to search by that, right? So I don't know whether it's a leisure center and they go, you know what, we're only permitted to buy up to, you probably go, he doesn't know what he's talking about, obviously, but
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
They're only permitted to buy up to 350p because if they go any more, like person's drone's going to die if we have a crack. So
it could be something like for first aid kits, like, a 3-person team first aid kit for the workplace or like your workplace size or whatever, things like that.
Exactly. And it's the same with all this other stuff. So you've got like bags and pouches, this might be size, maybe what it's used for, maybe color, maybe whatever it is. I'm sure in your head, when you come to buy things, you filter things down a certain way, right? It's much like you go to this site and you go, you know what, I want to buy a kid's balance bike, and I've got a 2-year-old, so show me the one for a 2-year-old, and what brand is it, and sort by price, and lots of different options, right? All the way up to a brand like this Zero Grid that I mentioned before. You go, yeah, hey, we need an inverter for this particular brand, and look at all the options that you can sort by. Tons and tons of options. So to sum all this up, like there's so much more you could be doing to really like get this website converting better. Make sense?
Yeah. Nice. Gotcha.
What I'll do now, I'm just trying to see if my tablet is actually alive. So I'll turn off screen share. What I'm going to do is actually map out a digital strategy for you. And if everyone else is like registering, like if this is making sense, please give us a, hey, this is good or this is boring and crap in the comments. That'd be good, just so we know. And if you have questions as we go through this as well, please feel free to, ask them. So don't mind me whilst I.
No, that's great. Thanks, Paul.
Sarah says really this is great as well, Paul. So you're getting some nice comments.
So, and this is the stuff that we do all day long in the inner circle, right? We just, try to do it as nicely and politely as we can. We go, hey, these are the 70 things you got to fix on your website. It's bleeding you money, and this is how you fix your brand message. It's bleeding you money. So I'm going to do this. All right. Can you let my tablet in to the Zoom, Chris?
Yep. As soon as you join.
What's the number? 813-607-824.
I just got a close up of that magnificent moustache.
Just gets bigger and closer the more you look at it.
No, very jealous.
Like an optical illusion.
Yeah, my wife forbids it. So every November, I try and get a head start and try and get it squeezed as much as I can out of every November.
It's worth it.
You know how many times I've heard just random men comment on his mustache. I still don't understand it, but hey, I know it makes his day. He appreciate. I'm sure Terry gets the same. People comment on that epic beard that he's got going on there. So,
Mustard.
You'd be able to hang some
It gets-
Christmas decorations off those curls and the thing.
It gets to the point that people actually touch my beard.
oh,
So
really?
uncomfortable. No, it's like family members touching the beard. With
Is it
a
real?
It does get weird.
community sort of thing. So yeah.
Can't say I've ever touched Chris's beard. I know he'd probably like it, but anyway, we
Oh,
won't
yeah.
go there. It's a family-friendly event. All right, so this is what we call our fast path plan. What I'm going to do for you, we'll talk about a few other things because then everyone else can see how this relates to like what you should do and what they should do. So you clearly have some brand messaging issues going on. So by now, hopefully you know what your brand messaging, what that means. So I would say if there's a timeline for your business over like the next 90 days, 180 days, it's like fix your brand message, right?
Yep.
Number one. Number two, there are tons of conversion rate elements missing from your homepage, right? So have to fix your website, homepage, footer page, collection page, everything. We've got to add all of them in there. You can take a screenshot of this at the end, by the way. You don't need to like just take a photo or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Next thing that I would be working on for you
It's just not coming up on. Oh,
I
don't
can't
know
say
if
it.
is now.
This is
It says
also
add a sticky notes, press N.
okay. Well, this will be recorded as well, so we can send you the recording. So all good. And it'll be on YouTube for everyone that does have to leave. If you do leave and you do watch it on YouTube, please, share it around. Doesn't look like you have a ton of traffic coming to your website at the moment, from what I can see. So if I was you, first, once you fix this thing and you fix this thing, next thing you'd want to focus on would be Google Ads. The reason I say Google Ads is basically because before you go and do anything like social organic content and all that kind of crap, or SEO for 6 months, and then you spend $2,000 a month on SEO with an agency, and it takes you 6 months or 12 months to rank for something, and then you never sell anything. You're like, well, that was a waste of time. If you do Google Ads first, you pay to play, right? So come a week or two, you can have a Google Ads account up and running, and you can go, hey, these are the 20 keywords that we're spending $1 per click on. And we know every time we spend $20 let's say we spend $10, right? And one of those people convert, we go, great, we've got a pretty good strategy going in here. Now, every time we spend, $10, we go, we've got 2 of them, we've got an amazing strategy. So now that's why I say do Google Ads first, because you can just put money on keywords and you know that it converts. And then once that converts and we know that we consistently get sales for that, then you go do an SEO campaign, as opposed to the other way around, which most people do. So Google Ads, set a small budget, $1,000, $2,000 a month, management fee, off you go. Once that starts working for you, I would be working on your email flows. You're using Klaviyo and everything at the moment? Or
No, just using the native email.
Okay, native emails is just trash, so don't use that. Go get Klaviyo. It's super cheap to get set up. You need a few things. You need a welcome flow. Welcome flow is like, hey, thanks for your purchase. We're going to nurture you with a series of welcome emails. Hey, it's Theodore here. Day 1, thanks for purchasing. I'm a paramedic. This is why I'm running this business. Hope you like it. If you got any feedback, drop me an email. 3 days later, hey, you might like to buy this thing. 5 days later, hey, you might like to buy the other thing. That's a welcome flow. Then you've got something like an abandoned cart flow. So they come to the website, they read your amazing brand message. They're on the site that's built to convert. For some reason they leave. You send them an abandoned email that says, hey, it's there here. We know that you're ready to check out, but you didn't. Why didn't you check out? Like, I'd love to chat to you on the phone or email, and here's a $20 coupon. You win them back, you sell them stuff, you know what the problem was, right? So for you and for most businesses kind of in the space that you're in, these 4 things are exactly where you need to start. You've already got product nail. You've already got a nice looking brand. It's got to fix this, fix this, fix this, fix this. And then from there, then you just pour fire on, pour petrol on that, and same as this, right? This is how you build your brand.
Can I ask a question just to go back over with the Google Ads strategy was to do your prospecting or whatever, find which products are converting the best on Google Ads and then focus those products on like Meta. Is that?
No, nail everything on Google. So for an example, like there's always 2 ways you go about doing this. So learn how to do it yourself. Try and run PMAX campaigns, try and run display shopping campaigns
Mm,
and figure out what you put money on and does it work. Most people, and I wish most people just went straight, did this, like work with people who know how to do this. They'll save you like 6 months of your life, 12 months of your life. You go, and it's going to cost you $2,000 or something. You go, hey,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do it for me. Right. Here's the collections that I want to sell. Here's the products that I want to sell within those collections. Here is the budget per collection, per product, and here's the return on the ad spend that I need to get back. And I need this back by 6 months or less, you know, like, hey, month 2, if I can get a 4x, 5x ROAS, cracking, you know, and then if you can maintain that, fantastic. So that's the process that you go through, you know, unless of course, you don't have a budget to, do it, then you just go, hey, it's like, PMAX is still a fine way to get started. Don't even look at meta ads and stuff until you nail that for your brand, right? People aren't sitting on Facebook going, hey, I'm a paramedic and I need to buy the thing, whatever it was called. Do you know what I mean? Like they will be over time, but don't start there. Not for your brand. It'd be different. I mean, if there's, I don't know, maybe there's some ladies on the call that sell like, if there is any way to, someone moving my screen around, or what's going on there? Hang on. Following Sarah. Stop following Sarah. There we go. So if there's other people on the call, like just give us a shout out in the box. Like, because some people will sell products that are very impulse buy, you know. So maybe
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I see.
a gimmicky thing or something, that has its place on meta ads, like the boutique sauces. You're sitting on it and they go, oh, cool, super nice sauce, I'll buy that. Or kids toys or a lot of the other brands, right? But for you right now, you don't need to go there.
Yeah, and so that reason is because mine aren't impulse buys and they're a bit more niche. So like further down the funnel is more important.
Straight to Google. Yep.
Yeah.
We can jam more on this as well. We'll have a chat about how we help you and so forth, because
Yeah,
I'll jump onto someone else in a sec. But has that been helpful so far?
Absolutely. No, it's a gold mine, Paul. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and knowledge on that.
No stress. I might need you one day to resus me or something, so it's good. Got the karma. All good. All right. Who's up next? I say that. Let's touch wood, just in case. We'll do another brand now. Who's up next here?
Sarah said she's in the grow up phase. Might be good to have a look at hers. And Terry's also shared. See if we can get through two in the next half an hour, Paul, and then finish up, I reckon. So everyone's been so
all right. Let me pick one. I mean, I went pretty deep there on like how we would do this for Theo so that everyone else.
Terry's is the same strategy. you need brand, you need product ranges a bit different, but you definitely need brand story. And
I'll bring up a few, and if I like them, I'll talk about them. So this is, what do we sell here? I don't know what this product is so far. So it's body oil, only because I have to read this, and it's facial oil. So it's organic oil for your body, right? Should say that in here straight away. Whose brand was this again? Manoji. Did I pronounce that? Manoji?
Yes, correct.
I was trying to sound fancy. I hope I did it okay.
Yeah.
There you go. But you can see the same thing that we spoke to Theo, right? It doesn't say it. Like, and people, they don't want to read it's natural and organic. They want to know that, like, what is it? Like, what does the product do? How does it help me? How does it make me feel better? Does it make me feel younger? What else does it do straight away? Because a lot of even these phrases here, they're all buzzwords, and I mean, I know people like sustainable, handcrafted, ethically sourced, blah, blah, blah. But that's not the yes word people are thinking about when they're trying to buy a product like this, like, I'll put my hand up and say, hey, body butter, like I'm 44 years old now, and I'm like, if I put this stuff on my face, am I going to feel a lot younger? And if that's a big yes, I'm buying it, but I'm not as excited by going, it's organic. So there's a bit of work to do on the brand messaging.
You want more of a benefit, right? What happens when I put it on? How do I feel?
Yeah.
Do I look better? Am I more attractive? Will I?
Yeah.
What's the outcome rather than what it is?
Or
include both, right? 100% natural skincare that does XYZ for this type of person.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk to me though about, we'll go a little bit deeper. Like, why is your product so unique?
Well, the proportions that I use are quite generous, and the feedback's been really good. Like, so I started this last year in January. It's actually long story. I started it 17 years ago, but it's been on the back burner. I picked it up after COVID, and I had that website going since January last year. So my products are effective. I know this because it's worked on me, it's worked on friends, family, and people who buy it keep coming back. So it is effective.
Yeah, right. Interesting. So we need to start including all of those phrases though on the homepage. Even what you said, like this has been a labor of love and like devotion, blah blah blah, for 17 years.
Yeah.
People read that and they're like, wow, she's been doing this for a long time. This is not some product that you're drop shipping from Alibaba that you've stuck a sticker on and da 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 da, right? So
yeah.
the other thing that is really missing is, do you have like an avatar that we spoke about? Like, so say for example, like I assume you have a certain type of audience that buys a lot of this product, maybe it's Indian ladies and so forth, or different nationalities, So playing to that strength as well, like as soon as you land on the homepage and having, like things that resonate with your type of audience, it's going to be different to other nationalities and so forth, right? But that's a monster audience size. And you go, well, what is it they want to read? How do they want to read it? They want to know that you're doing this for 17 years. They want to know that maybe you're sourcing the products from India, from...
No. I formulate it. I do the research locally. I formulate it. They're ethically sourced local ingredients.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In Sydney.
In Sydney. Yeah, right. Okay.
But that's
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
more to the
thinking...
point, isn't it, Paul? Like that kind of stuff is important too. Like,
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
I can say,
Absolutely.
pretty confidently, I can say that we speak to probably 3 to 5 skincare brands a week who come to us, and this exact brand thing that Paul's going into is like, if I saw your website and I saw the other 5, they all look the same. So when we go into this branding, it is what's going to differentiate you from these guys. Well, why would they go purchase from you rather than going to either these other competitors who might sell it cheaper or a big brand who already has a name? So it's just important. Like, what is that story? Why should we go buy from you? It's literally that. Why should we buy from you? In that sense.
I've just got some on my other screen, some random, like from dryness to radiance naturally, skincare rooted in nature, elevated by, it's using the word ritual. It must be pulling up the word ritual from your site somewhere. I don't know how it's coming up with that. I've got a tool that helped me generate this. Nourish your skin with Earth's finest ingredients. Those kind of things, you go, that sounds a bit more exciting than this, for example, right? So from a brand messaging, definitely, there's a lot that we could help you with that. I'll jump to some of your other pages. So we'll go to hair, for example, and we'll go here. So what does this do? Hair oil, argan, coconut. So that's all the ingredients. What does it do? Doesn't tell me.
If you go a bit below, it gives you the details.
Okay. I've got to read a lot. It's invigorating. I just want to know, does this make my hair grow better?
Yeah, so it pretty much stops hair fall, stimulates hair growth, and strengthens the follicles.
Yeah, okay. So that needs to be the product now.
Strengthening hair oil, or
yeah. So like you two could have a mustache or a beard like Terry and Chris. Like if you use this product, everyone goes, I want that. Do you know what I mean? They don't read that and go, I need all those ingredients. Just here, I'm being very quick because I'm mindful that I want to get to a few people. But does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we'll have a chat how we can help you as well.
Okay.
So, let's pick a couple other ones just quickly. You got another one, Chris?
Yeah, Terry's got Tech You Now, was it? Tech You Now, and then City Bath Society with Sarah, who's in the garage stage, she said.
Is this a drop shipping business? These are all like drop shipping from somewhere? Yeah, okay. So you know what's wrong now by this point in this conversation, I would imagine. You go, I don't have a brand messaging strategy. And then if we go to like the product pages, it's probably the same thing. You're probably missing all of the elements. So what you need is you go back. So you've got a different problem. You've also got like, who is my audience? What is the problem I solve for a big audience? And the problem that you solve for a big audience is a problem that you're really passionate about. So if I can give you one piece of encouragement as you're getting started is like sell products that you want to use yourself, and it's a problem that you have, and it's a problem that Temu hasn't solved as well. Because you can buy all this stuff from Temu, or you can buy all this stuff from Alibaba or Wish or whatever, right? So before you go too further into this, go like what Theo did. You know, he's like, I'm a paramedic. I want to sell products to other paramedics. You go, great. So you go, what is it I'm really passionate about? Do I have kids? Do I have a dog? Do I shoot guns? Do I drive cars? Do I like? I'm the beard guy. Do you know what I mean? I know all the products you need to have a beard like mine, and there's like buddy millions of men in the world that would want to have a beard like yours. And I go to your website and I land there and I go, I'm going to buy from this guy because look at that thing, where that beard's got in his face. These are the products that he advocates.
Yep.
Now you've got a business as opposed to what's going to happen here. Okay.
Yeah.
Theo's in.
So
Theo's in for the beard side.
there will be so your new website's going to be called like, we need a name for it, like Magnificent Beards. It's a bit of a play on your surname and stuff, but you can see where I'm going with that. It's no use me saying, hey, dude, you don't have a brand message in your website. It's not. I would rather just go stop and go do that properly.
Yeah.
Anyone else on the call with anything like this as well, I'm happy to go, hey, guys, like, because it is super important that because you can all go spend so much money on a website and so much time, and you can go sign up to companies like all the drop shipping companies out there, and you end up just taking time away from your families and each other and blah, and trying to sell the same crap that everyone else is selling and go, I don't know why it's selling, and maybe I'm not a very good businessman. I said, no, you're just trying to like go and bloody like sell, the same thing everyone else sells on the internet. Of course, it's never going to work, right? So we don't normally go in here, but you've got to find your lane. Find a lane that you're passionate about that's not flooded and it's not going to get demolished by Temu. Because they're going to kill everybody, basically, right? It's the reason all the brands in our circle do so well, because they stand out. So really, really important. Makes sense? All right, where do you want to go through from here, Chris?
We can either do one more or wrap up.
We can. We might just go. We'll just go to these other slides because I'm mindful like we're already running over time. So
I'll say Manuela, Hike Sense store, you're doing a lot of things very well, actually. It's actually comparatively. Just for a quick look, you'll Hike Sense store is actually pretty solid.
I think
doing a lot of things right.
We just let you guys into the circle yesterday as a guest. I know that brand. I had a look at it and thought this is an awesome brand because you do hiking for adults and kids, from what I remember.
Yeah.
So
actually, it's better now because I watched like some lives before and I increased my page. I improved my page.
That's why it's so good. That makes so much sense.
I've also got a hiking group with nearly not 10,000 members. So,
awesome. Oh, really? Yeah, wow.
Yeah, 9,100 members at the moment, but I'll have it to 10,000 by mid-year. So
yeah, cracker.
We need to learn how to use this page to sell in Mark's group on Facebook. We don't know what to do. Anyway.
Okay. I've actually got a course on Facebook groups that I released a couple of years ago. I'll give you a link to it, give it to you for free. Like I've got 40 Facebook groups. So they make me millions a year. So so Facebook groups are a cracker, like really good. This is nice. You guys have done a great job. Turn off this sticky header though, that kills conversion. So when I scroll down and it's stuck, turn that off. If I look around the site, though, like you're doing like fonts and stuff are nice. You've got H1s, like
nicely laid out.
Oh, hang on, there's something wrong here. I was going to message you guys anyway, so you're already doing a lot. You're actually a good candidate for having a better chat, I'll say. So let's do that because you're already doing a lot right, but there's some weird things going on with the site here that I can't even. Why can't I right click? I don't know what's going on. I can't check anything. If we go to a product page, you've got colors, you've got that, you've got a proof, you've got breadcrumbs. You don't have photos of kids with the backpacks, which you should, because people go showing me photos of cute kids using the product, smiling, hiking, blah, blah, blah.
I think the photos is in the description, I didn't put on the photos that it's going to Google.
Okay. Yeah. You need them up the top. You are already doing heaps, right? Clearly there's a lot of people like yourself that sit in the background and watch these and go, oh, go do that. It's good. So
she works hard though.
Our challenge now is we would like to change suppliers, change the products and create something from Hike Sense, like you were saying, we don't want to be like more of the same, you know, like sell all crap that everyone sells. We'd like to sell something from Hike Sense and something
Yeah,
good.
you need your own it's called private label. So you get your own product. So this is not meant to sound like, a blatant advertising, but hey, inside the e-commerce circle community, we have people that will go to factories in China and go, hey, I want this product and I want our brand on it. And I want 200 of them. And I go, yeah, we'll get them for you for $15 and they'll be with you in 8 weeks. And you go, great, sell that, pre-order, especially with you guys with 9,000 people in your community. Like you just go straight to them and go, hey, look, guys, like we've got 100 of these on the way. Do you want to buy them? And do that all the time. Product launches inside your Facebook group. Happy days. Like you've literally got an audience there raring to go say, no, that's a crap product. We don't want that. And go, cool, go get another one. But such an easy process to grow this brand. So let's have a proper chat and we'll get you flying because this is, and why it's good as well. Like, I mean, like take your kids hiking. Like what parent doesn't want to go, yeah, get your kids off a bloody screen, or sitting inside playing Xbox and all, I don't know, is Xbox still a thing? I'm old now, but all that crap. Like so many parents would go and see an ad and go, hey, like on the weekend, instead of doing this, you can do this, get them to your website. And I think you had like a starter kit kind of thing for taking your kids hiking, like such a cracking idea,
It's also, Paul, because I've been doing a lot of hiking and my background is, well, that, but rural fire service as well. And I've written an ebook, a basic ebook with checklists and that, and she has it on the store as a pack. And I've got a whole heap of other ebooks that are coming to it. So there's also informational products to add to it. So it's a whole one-stop shop sort of thing.
Yeah, wow, interesting. So much opportunity there. I mean, even turn those books into a long form book and throw them on Amazon as a getting started. Like it's a marketplace that you could sell them and just go, hey, happy days, put them on all the other website, make an Audible book. Easy. And it's another lead gen channel. People read your book and then they go, hey, go to the website and then join the community. So you've got an ecom brand and a book and a community, full circle, right? So cracker. Yeah, you guys are sitting on a gold mine. And it's the exact kind of brands that I deal with so many skincare brands and people who sell candles and the 400 people a week I meet who sell dog treats and like such a unique, no offense to those people, but it's a great brand, like especially super passionate about what I said with children and so forth. So, all right, let's keep moving on this, just before my voice dies like it usually does. So I don't even know what slide I'm at. Hang on, this one, share screen. You'll know these things are obviously super scrappy. I move very quickly and I'm not here to be showy. I'm here to show you the stuff that works. So I hope that's okay. All right, see my screen here. So this is just some of the awesome results we got for people so far. Again, I'll power through this. Hopefully you can see how much, these strategies and so forth can help you guys in your business. And I hope a few people took that little timeline thing and, start scribbling down and doing some of your own planning. But again, we're here to help you do that. Two choices that you've got to make at the moment. You got the orange and the green. Most people are probably going to know which one of these does what. First one, keep doing on your own. Go to YouTube, follow the gurus, go to TikTok, follow the paranoid people and all the other people on TikTok. But or number two is you just follow the proven path. All right, we've done this for a very long time. We do this with a lot of brands. I make a lot of people a lot more money than myself often as well. So like I mentioned, we've got some crazy brands doing some incredible numbers. As I said at the start, we're looking for more brands who want help. So again, so this is some of the brands that we work with. There's many of them. Any decision that you need to make in time, at this point in time, I'm not going to pitch anyone anything. If you'd like to have a chat to see how we can help you, just grab a link that little Chris is going to chuck in the chat and we'll book a call, go get on there. And it'll just be like a strategy call. I go, hey, this is where you are. This is where you guys want to get to over the next 12 months, 2 years, blah, blah, blah. Here is what I would do if I was you. And then this is how we can work together over that time period, right? So we're all about working with people for, as long as needed. Take people from startup all the way to selling their business. I just help someone sell an ecom brand. So hope that all makes sense. I won't please go and have a look at the e-commerce circle website. So Chris will drop a link to that as well. you can have a bit of a look. We have 2 programs in there. We have the Go Fast program and we have the Go Slow program. So we have something for everybody. And we also have obviously the agency for people that just need a website built and that's all they want done. So anything in e-commerce, we're you guys, and we can help you with anything basically. So I guess now happy to hang around for another 10 minutes if anyone has any questions. I know some of you stayed on there and very patiently. I hope everyone's got some good value out of this. I also would ask, obviously, if you know anyone that you think will benefit from seeing this, share this on your socials. Hey, I went to this thing last night with this Paul guy. He talks too quick, but he got some good ideas. Share it around. That'd be awesome. Any questions or anything at the moment from anybody? Nah, it's quiet.
Oh, sorry. Not sure for my
Yeah,
hand.
cool.
Sorry, but no, the website. You said that if people only want a custom website built,
Yeah.
how does that work? Is there a one-on-one call with that, or is
Yeah.
mediation? How does it work?
Oh, look, honestly, what you need is from the stage that you're at right now. So I'll talk about this. Not as applicable for other people that I'm just looking around the room. What you need is this thing. So basically what this is, as I mentioned, we have what's called the e-commerce circle, right? So you buy this, you get our high converting theme. So what we do, we come along, we install our high converting theme on your Shopify setup. You come along then and change some banners, change some fonts, add your products, blah, blah, blah. Inside a couple of weeks, you're good to go. Why this is so powerful and so good as well is because you also get 8 weeks access to our e-commerce circle community. So that's worth $100 a week. You get it for free, basically. And then as you're building your site and you get stuck, you go in there and there's like dedicated channels. You're like, hey guys, I don't know how to do something. I don't know how to change a banner or whatever. How do I do it? All of our team jump in and help you do it. So that thing is perfect for people that are just getting started. It's $2,000, gets you all of our courses. You get a meta ads course, you get Chris's brand communication course. So I haven't even touched on that, but Chris has got like a legendary course that goes for how many hours, Chris? Like 6 hours or something. You get that included. Yeah, you get my conversion rate course, which goes for like 3 hours. You watch that and you're like, wow, all the things that I now know that I didn't know before. There's like ad creative course that just gone up there today. But so again, why that's so good for you, it's kind of, I know we launched this in November last year and I sold like 70 or 60 of them in 48 hours. And then I've just like pulled it down for a little bit whilst we, got busy for December, if I'm being honest. So we're just about to relaunch it again, but that's exactly what you need. And then at the end of the 8 weeks, you go, hey, I love the community inside the circle. Go, can I just stay? And you go, yeah, $100 a week. And you go to like we're doing, how many calls we do now, Chris? Like 12
About
calls
10,
a week.
11,
Yeah.
something like that.
So like today we had a meta ads call, went for an hour. You go to the meta ads call and Lockie's on there and one-to-one going, hey, Terry, do this. Tomorrow Chris does a brand call. We go, hey, can you help me fix the words? Then there's a Google ads call in the afternoon. And then there's an SEO call Tuesday morning. So it's not like anything else that's out there at the moment. You literally go, hey, I want to do SEO. Show me how to do it. And like we talk like this, right? We're like super quick. It's all very one-to-one. It's very tactical. And then it's recorded and then you go, cool, I'll go do it. Right. And it covers everything in your business, finances and operations and websites and everything. But I mean, so people can stay out at the end and, $100 and continue. Then off the back of that, most brands that want to go really, really quickly, this is what our inner circle program is. I won't talk about pricing on that, but I'll explain what it is. So inner circle basically is you get a private channel inside of the same chat app that we use, but you have our whole team in your channel, right? So you have Chris and me and 10 other coaches. So on a one-to-one basis for the next like 6 months, 12 months, we're helping you one-to-one go, hey, do this thing next. In every 90 days, you go, this is what you're working on. So this is why the brands that I've spoke about that are doing, 250 grand in a week, it's because they go, they're really good business owners anyway, but like they're getting exceptionally really good advice, basically anyway, right? So there's a difference obviously in pricing because one is more intimate and one is more group coaching. So even in saying that though, like a lot of those people go to those same calls and ask questions, but you guys can sit in the background and be like, crap, like I was on a call with a dude that just did like $500,000 this month and he said he did this. I'll go do that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's good stuff, right? So as opposed to there's other communities out there that you'll go and there's 700 people on a call and they all sell bloody activewear. And you're like, this is not relevant to me whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? So we go, hey, we help everybody who, and no matter where you are and where you're stuck. And also based, what, depending on how much you can afford, you want to go slow, you want to go fast, we'll make that work for you, basically. Makes sense. And there's no, like with the community program, you do your 8 weeks, stick around for another month or two. If you decide to leave, all good. Come back when you're ready. In a circle, there's a minimum commitment because we do a lot of work. We do a brand strategy and a digital strategy and a financial strategy and so much more stuff. Right. Hence, it's people who go really, really quickly. Like the example that I go, the guy that joined and is doing 30K and then now he's doing 360K. Many of those brands are in that thing. I mean, obviously the dude's also making 40 grand profit as well, and he still has a job, and that's a month. Do you know what I mean? So there's people making really good money in here. So
At the start
does
of
that
the
make
call,
sense?
at the start of the call, like when we covered the will it work for me or my size, it's kind of like the community level. We teach these things, and at the inner circle level, where like you're more further along, that's where we just do it for them a lot of the time. We're just helping them implement those things at a different level.
The only
But yeah,
people
it's
it
great.
doesn't work is for people who sell rubbish in very flooded markets and people who don't do the work. Simple as that. Like and I'm very transparent, people who have been not successful, like it's very few. It's like you didn't do the work, you didn't listen. You ask the same question every week for months and months and months, whatever, right? You go, if you don't do that, you'll crush it, right? But as long as you got a good product, you solve a big problem. There's a lot of people that you solved a problem for. You're prepared to invest in growth because it costs money to grow an ecom business, obviously. You can't go and buy, hey, I've got $60,000 of stock sitting in the warehouse, but I won't spend $2,000 a month on Google ads. I said, well, how the hell do you think people are going to find you on the internet then? Unless you're Manuela and she's got 9,000 people in her Facebook group, like they're doing all right, but not everyone has that. Sorry, I didn't catch your partner's name. What was that? You're on mute.
Mark, I believe.
It's Mark.
Mike.
Oh, there you go. Mark. Yeah, easy. Cool. But do you know what I mean though? Like, so building ecom business is not hard. Like, honestly, not for people that have a good work ethic. And I say like Sarah's got a baby on here, we've got plenty of mums in there that have got kids and so forth. And like they run ecom brands, they have kids, they have partners, they blah, blah, blah. Like, and they make
Still
it
have
work.
full-time jobs.
Some people
just
have
'cause they
still
want
fun.
to.
Like, yeah, like the dude that I just spoke about, like he sells golf simulators, right? He still has a job. Do you know what I mean? So he makes his 200 grand a year. He's got a job. He's got a business that makes him a couple hundred grand a month. He's like killing it, So, and honestly, I like, this is probably a bit of a just a rant session now, but like with the economy at the moment, I think everyone should have something that starts out as a side hustle, like an ecom business. Who knows what's going out there? You get fired from your job tomorrow or not paid enough. At least you got an ecom brand. You control what you do with your life. You make money. You do whatever you want to do. You invest how you want to grow. Do you know what I mean? Like it's your destiny. So I'll leave that there though before we get all anyway. Too deep. Do you want to add anything, Chris?
Yeah, just that there might have been a lot for people to remember. So don't forget, guys, we got the links there. If you want to check out either just that converter kit offer, there's a link there from Paul. There's the e-commerce circle link above from Chris McLean if you want to check it out. But ultimately, I'll leave it again, guys. If you just want to have a chance to game plan with us and just directly ask us questions on how this stuff works, that's what we're here for. I'm dropping that link again. I know we've already had a couple bookings come through, which is great. But that's your chance, guys. We'll be around in the Facebook group too, to keep touch. So go ahead, book your time there, and we'll speak sometime probably this week or early next.
I'll just drop the link. So I did do an offer that you guys have been amazing to chat with tonight. I posted an offer in the Shopify group, like I'm like coming in and hang out in our community for 2 weeks for free. I'll grab a link and if I can find it. So either way, like, grab this thing. So here we go. Hang on, I'll put it in there. So click this link in the chat and this will give all of you access 2 weeks. So I'm so confident of how good our community is. Jump in, and then we'll still have the calls with everybody because we still want to go, hey, you should actually do this thing and this order, and you're probably going to need these things. And some of you are probably better off in the inner circle, but, start there, grab that. It's going to cost you nothing for 2 weeks. And then if you stay, good. If you don't, all good. But it's probably a really good starting point as well. So all you got to, click that and we'll get you onboarded. I think there's a few of you are probably already there anyway. So do you want to add anything to that, Chris?
No, I think we're all good.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys. Thank you. Actually, sorry, there is one more thing. What's the review link, Chris, that we've got? I'll just try and grab it. So,
Don't know.
yeah, give me a second. I would love it if you guys just give us a review. Obviously, it's free. Let us know what you think so that I can put it on our sales page so other people like yourselves can go, yeah, it was actually pretty good. Or it was terrible. Either way, let us know. So give me 2 seconds and I will try and grab this link if I can find it. Do you have it, Chris? No.
I'm looking for it now. Yeah, workshop form, copy link. All right, should be this one. If you can leave a
that's the
review
one.
for us there, guys, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
There we go.
Amazing.
All
Everyone
right.
copy and pasted that. It's good. I'm gonna cry if I come back later and I've got no reviews. I'm like, oh, sorry. Oh, good. Oh, you won't be invited back to the next one. just joking. Oh, good. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Appreciate you all. I hope to see you in the circle soon and enjoy the rest of your weeks. See you. Bye.
Thanks so much, Paul. Really valuable. Appreciate
No
it.
worries, mate. Cheers.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Paul. Thank you, Chris.